delusion, possibly, because there's flaws. My wig right now is lifted. I know y'all been seeing it. Yeah, the hardest part of my health journey is discipline. Sometimes the black woman is expected that we're going to do it. It's like, wait, you're not gonna get up it. Like, I just feel like I'm a pretty person.
Tell me what you think about me. I buy my own diamonds and I buy my own.
Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Crystal and I post lifestyle content. Today I'm so excited because I have my very first Q&A. And y'all, we're getting very personal. But before we get into the video, go get you something good to drink, subscribe to the channel, and get comfortable because we're getting all into it, honey. Okay, y'all, now that I got that whole spill out, let me take a breath because these intros be taking it out of me, honey. I'll be like, what do I say? How fast do I say it? Da, 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 da. But now that we have that out the way, y'all, I'm just drinking some Topo Chico with some strawberries. Trying to get myself the wine vibe because y'all know I'm trying to do better with my liquor intake for calorie purposes. So this is just a cute drink in my new wine glasses that I love. They're so fancy. But yeah, that's all this is just some sparkling water and some strawberries. Anyway, y'all, I'm super excited because today we are doing the personal Q&A, the long-awaited personal Q&A that I have put off filming because I'm a lazy little bitch. I'm not gonna say that word, but because I be sidetracked, y'all. I be living my best life. So the first thing I'm gonna do is answer the ones about like what I do for a living, how I make my money, stuff like that, because that was very popular, which I understand. I'm the same way. It's like, girl, how do you support this lifestyle that you're living? So that's what we're gonna get into first, and then we'll get into like other ones about my dating life, just everything that y'all asked, but I'm gonna do them in groups just so that way it can be a little bit organized. Okay, so the first question I got more than once was, hi Crystal, can you please talk about your career journey and finding your passion purpose? Okay, so to talk about my career journey, just so y'all know, I'm an accountant that works in oil and gas, and more specifically, I'm a production accountant. So and I'm laughing, y'all, because literally, you know when you go on a first date and like people talk about what they do for a living? I hate this question so much because I feel like I'm so bad at explaining what I do. But I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna give y'all like the elevator pitch. Basically, every time a barrel of oil or an MCF of gas is produced, my job is to account for it. So I work closely with the guys that work in the field, like the oilmen. I work closely with them to just get a understanding of what our production was for the month. But I've done this for 10 years, probably more than 10 years now, damn. Probably like 11 years. So I've been doing this since I was straight out of college. As far as finding your passion, I have to say that for me, it's being open to the possibility. Anybody that knows me would never think that I would be an accountant. Like, nothing about my personality gives accountant, because most people think of us as like very quiet, very structured, very organized, and that is not me at all. I would have never thought that like this was a career path for me, but I gave it a chance and I really ended up loving it. I love like working with different types of people. I love being on the phone all day, having to communicate and work through issues. I love the fact that like some days are the same, but no week is the same, if that makes sense. So like there won't be a problem every day, but at least once a week there's gonna be something that you find that you have to fix, and I like that because it's just enough structure but also enough like excitement. Just another work question. Elle said, hi there, what is it that you do for your 9-to-5 job? Which I answered, I'm a production accountant. And she said, which aspects of your role do you find most stressful? And the aspects of my role that I find most stressful are the fact that I have to like create a lot of processes basically, or you don't get trained on it. Like you decide how it's gonna work. So sometimes it goes well, but if it doesn't go well, it's like it's on you. Also, sometimes communication can be difficult just because I do work with a lot of different personality types, a lot of different like energies. You know, a lot of the guys in the field, they are very much like from more rural areas, and they are very much salt of the earth people is how I would describe it. Very, you know, like that. And on the flip side, here I am, this 5'2" chocolate girl that changes her hair quite often, you know, lives in the city. And so sometimes it's just like figuring out that groove. With any new relationship, you have to figure out that groove. But the guys in the field are probably like the most important people of my job. I have to have good communication with them because they provide me the information that I translate and give to the financial side. So that is also can be difficult. Like I started at a new company in 2022. Or no, was it 2021? Oh yeah, it was 2021. I started in a new company in September, so it's about to be a year. And I'm just now getting into my proper groove with the field guys. Like I'm just now getting into like where we get each other. It's a lot of communication, you know, this job, they all have my cell phone number. They all can text me. They will call me. I was homesick with COVID and one of them was calling me. He's going on, he's like rambling about something that's not right in the field. And he's like, and dang it, I told them so-and-so. And he's like, wait, are you okay? You're breathing hard over there. And I'm like, well, I have COVID, but I'm here. And so that's the only thing, like sometimes communication can be a lot, but you just get used to it. You learn the people that you're working with and you learn how to vibe with it. Any advice for someone trying to get into the oil and gas industry? So my advice would definitely be, if you ever see a tech role pop up, and this is for like engineering, there's engineering techs, there's accounting techs, there's payroll techs. Tech is like the most entry level role typically in oil and gas, either a clerk or a tech. If it says clerk or tech, it's typically going to be entry level, and that is a great place to start because it gives you an introduction to the role and to like what you'll be doing, but you don't have a ton of responsibility, if that makes sense. Like you're going to be doing the very basics. And also too, this is with any career, y'all, definitely learn on the job. I cannot emphasize this enough. Me, I am 11 years into this industry and I still ask questions like I'm on my second year. Like if it's something I don't know, I'm gonna ask. Okay, somebody asked me, would I ever relocate, and if so, where? This is a hard one and y'all are gonna drag me, but I would relocate for love. For love, I would move across the globe. Okay, and then Natasha asked, how old am I and am I originally from Texas? So yes, y'all, I'm a Texan, born and raised in Houston. I moved away for college, but I was only like 2 hours away, so I've been in Texas my whole life, but I do travel a lot. And my age, y'all, this is the tea. Y'all been wanting to get a girl's age. Let me take a sip. Okay, I'm gonna finally tell y'all how old I am. I'm nervous because I feel like some of y'all are gonna, so right now, before I answer this question, in the comment section, write how old you think I am. Let's do that. I'm gonna give y'all 5 seconds. Okay, y'all, I am 32 years old. Yes, I'm 32. I'm a Virgo, because that was another question. What's my sign? I'm a Virgo. I think I'm a total Virgo. I blame everything on me being a Virgo. I'm like, you know, it's just the Virgo in me. You know how us Virgos do. But yeah, y'all, I'm 32. I feel like some people think I look younger, and some people think I look like, oh yeah, you look your age, you look 32. But that's how old I am. It's kind of feels embarrassing to admit that, because I'm like, are people that are 32 still trying to make YouTube channels? But I am, and I'm doing it, so what's up, okay? It's never too late. So yeah, I'm 32 and love it. It's a great age. My 20s were lit. My 20s were lit, but my 30s are even more lit because now I actually have money. I'm more sure of who I am as a woman. Like, your 30s, I used to always laugh because, you know, Sex and the City, they said that. They were like, oh, your 20s is for something, your 30s is who you are, and your 40s is to buy the drinks. And I feel like the 30s is so true. Like, I just know who I am a little bit more. Like, there's still a lot of discovery that's happening, but it really is a sweet spot where, like, I'm still having a great time. I'm still having a ball, but I'm also just like, more like, hey, this is who I am, and it's okay, and I love her. So yes, let me know if y'all wanted a video about like advice from my 20s, because I feel like I have a lot of good advice, y'all, because your girl was out here living life. Okay, somebody asked, hi, is your home a condo? So to talk about my home, because I do own my own home, y'all, this house is a 2-story, technically single family home, because I don't share a wall with either one of my neighbors. So it's technically a single family, but it definitely gives townhouse vibes because my master bedroom, my kitchen, and my living room are all upstairs. And then downstairs I have 2 bedrooms and a bathroom and like the garage and the washing machine and stuff. Candy girl said, are you dating? Yes, y'all, I'm always dating, okay? I'm always dating because this is the thing. I like just think that sometimes, especially black women, we spend so much time like not being open to the possibility, and this might be controversial, but like be open to the possibility, go on dates, get on these dating apps, like give it a try, you know, like of course be responsible, be safe, like don't be wilding, but I'm always dating. I'm never like, my rule is one date is okay, like one day I'll give it a shot. So most guys, unless I'm really just not feeling them, I'll be like, yeah, we could go on a date, we could get a drink, you know, it's no biggie. Right now I am in a little bit of a space of like healing, quote unquote, and just like working through some stuff internally that I need to work through to be the best version of myself. But at the same time, if a fine man approaches, or a man that I think is interesting and fun, and he wants to take me out for drinks, I could heal while you take me out for drinks and dinner. I could heal while you take me, you know, to a nice little music festival. We can do that. So yes, I'm always dating. Right now there's nobody special, you know, it's very much so the pits right now, but I have faith that he is coming, and I'm doing what I need to do to be prepared for when he gets here. That's the... Okay, mentioning living in my house and stuff, Candy Girl asked me, do I like living alone? And yes, I do. Y'all, I have a brother, but we have different moms, so like we grew up in different houses. So basically I have felt like an only child my whole life. So I'm used to living alone. I'm definitely more of an introvert than an extrovert, which people find hard to believe. But like I recharge by myself, if that makes sense. So I love coming home to like quiet. I did really like having a roommate, surprisingly, and I think it was a blessing because I really want to get married and have kids and stuff. And I noticed that like it's very easy to get set in your ways when you live alone for a long time. And so it was really good to like have somebody living with me where like they might leave a cabinet open, they might not close a drawer all the way, and me having to learn to be like, okay, you have to pick your battles, you have to pick things that matter, you have to learn how to like overlook certain things and not make it a huge deal. And so I do think that was so freaking helpful, having a roommate. But I prefer to live alone for sure. Like I don't get lonely, but I also live a very social life, as y'all know. Like I'm trying to rush and film this, y'all, because I'm going somewhere after this. Like I make sure to get out and about, and that makes it easier for me to not have, you know, worries about it. And then B asked me if I could do a video on how I plan my week, meal, and other activities, and show any planners that I use if I have recommendations. So yes, B girl, I got it for you. I am going to be doing a video all about Notion. Y'all know I love Notion down for my monthly resets, but I'm going to show y'all how I use that for my content planning, my social life planning, just everything. I use that. And I'm also gonna do a what's in my phone video because I have a lot of great apps, y'all, that I use to time block, to keep my house clean, etc, etc. So I have some good videos coming for y'all about that. Yes, got. Okay, somebody asked me like what are my hobbies and things that I enjoy that you wouldn't know from watching the videos. One thing, y'all, I love trashy reality TV. I love reality TV in general, not to even call it trashy, but like all the Real Housewives, love them. Baddie South on Zeus, love it. So like I love me some good reality TV. I also really love to like brunch, which y'all know that from the videos, but I love to like go try new restaurants. I'm a huge foodie, so that is why it's so hard to find balance on this weight loss journey. Like your girl loves to eat, she loves to be social, she loves to try new drinks. But yeah, figuring that out. I love to travel. As y'all probably can't tell that yet because I've been keeping it slow. I love to travel. I love to talk about personal finance, which is kind of nerdy, but y'all, I love to like talk about personal finance. It's one of my favorite things to do actually, which is a little weird. And what else? I'm trying to think. I'm just like a very random person, y'all. Like, I pick up new hobbies all the time. I pick up new interests all the time. And with this YouTube channel, my scariest thing has been the fact that like this is gonna be one of those situations where like I'm really into it for 2 months and then I'm like, oh, I'm off it. I don't want to share on the internet anymore. So I've really been making sure to not overdo it so that I can stay consistent and stay interested and stay doing it. Y'all, it's about to rain, so don't mind if you hear it in the background. See, I'm glad I canceled my plans. See, God knew. How long have I been on my fitness journey? To be honest, truly on this fitness journey, not even since I posted that video, y'all. I really started trying to do better in like April is when I really was like, okay, dial in, girl. You need to get it together. When I came back from Puerto Rico, I was like, okay, you really need to get it together because I had gained a lot of weight. Part of that is, some of y'all might not know this, but I do take an antidepressant because like I went through something very traumatic. We're not gonna get into all that, but I went through something very traumatic and I used binge eating to cope, as I've mentioned previously, and so it really got reignited with what I went through last year. And so I had gained a lot of weight and I was just in a fog, I guess you could say. Like I was just in a fog from the trauma and what I was going through. And then as you get better mentally, the fog starts to lift and you're like, whoa, look at your body, sis. And it's a hard thing where like I don't want to beat myself up about it because I know like when you go through something hard, sometimes you are doing what you have to do to survive. And it might sound dramatic to people, but you are literally, and some people are not gonna be able to relate, but sometimes you're in a season of your life where it's like, listen, I'm just trying to survive. And unfortunately, part of the way I did that was coping through eating. It is not right, it is not what was supposed to happen, but it happened. And so in April, I'll say that I was getting to the point where I realized like, okay, it's bad. Like you're eating to the point where if you keep at this rate, you'll put on another 60 pounds before the end of the year. So really since April, and it's obviously not a linear process, as y'all know. Y'all have seen me go through it like repeatedly, and it might not be the last time, but it's not a linear process. And so I really have to kind of focus on how to make this journey work for me and be sustainable for me. But yeah, been on it since April. I got on a tangent. Y'all know I love to talk. When did I start binge eating? That's the question I got. I started binge eating, y'all, when my mom passed away of cancer. Before that, I used to always be skinny. I was a fine gal. Body was bomb all the time. When my mom passed away from cancer, I was a junior in college. And y'all, the food started and it ain't stopped since. That's when I started binge eating. Oh, this is another good one. Hi, Crystal. What's the best vacation you've ever took? The best vacation... Y'all, this is so hard because I've traveled a lot, but I mean not as much as like some people that I know in like my real life, but by most standards I've been a few places. I would definitely say Spain. Me and my girlfriends went to Spain. We had a blast, y'all. We went for 7 days and we did Madrid, Barcelona, Ibiza, and Mallorca. So we did 4 different places in 7 days, y'all. It was a crazy. I wish back then I was vlogging on because we had so much fun. And then what's also hilarious is that in Ibiza there's like a gay hotel for gay men, and I guess my friend who booked it, she didn't really realize because they didn't really promote it like that. But when we got there, that was the vibe, and it was just so funny because I was like, why are we at this hotel? But we had the best time. That was a great one. Also Portland, which I always have to give a shout out to Portland because I used to have a friend that lived there and we went to visit her, and I just had such a great time in Portland because it's so different from Texas that I was like, wow, like this is a whole different vibe, but I'm in the United States, you know? So that was also a great trip. And then Shauna also asked, would I ever take a solo vacation? And Shauna, yes, girl. I love solo travel. I actually took my first solo trip last year. I went to Hawaii for 10 days and I had a blast, y'all. I went to Honolulu. I had the greatest time. Again, I wish I was vlogging back then because it would have been such a cool experience to share. But I went to Honolulu and it's crazy because I had booked my trip and then I found out that a friend from high school, he actually had moved there and lived there, and another friend from high school, he was down there visiting. Like he had basically moved down there to work remotely since we were in the middle of the pandemic. So crazy, but had the best time on that 10-day trip. And then also last year I went to Mexico for my birthday by myself. I went to Cancun. That was just like a weekend trip. I also had a great time there too. Sometimes traveling alone can get a little boring, but you just have to like make friends. I do a lot of like excursions, and so like in Hawaii I did a hike. It ended up being all solo travelers in like their 20s and 30s. So we all ended up going out for drinks, going out for dinner, going out for lunch. Like we hung out for a couple of days as like a crew, which was really fun, and like just putting yourself out there. Mexico, it was more so just like I was there to chill by myself. I wasn't really trying to make that many friends, but I did mingle here and there, you know. Okay, Andrea, hey girl, she asked me a good question. She says she's not on any social media, which shout out to you, sis. And she says, do I think social media helps or hinders my weight loss? I think for the most part, actually, it helps my weight loss, and that's because I definitely believe in curating a social media space that is reflective of what you want to see. If it's stuff that I don't want to see, I'm not following the person, I'm not liking it. So like, it's just not going to be on my page, if that makes sense. Back in the day, I used to follow like a lot of like Instagram models, Instagram baddies. I unfollowed probably 99% of them because the reality is like seeing that imagery was just not good for me. I don't have a fake body. I have a natural body, and constantly seeing images that don't look like me was kind of, you know, making me feel down or making me have unrealistic expectations. So I think now I've created an environment of like space where it's motivational stuff, it's weight loss, it's healthy meals, it's quotes that I'm always bothering y'all with on here, positive quotes, positive affirmations, stuff like that. That's the type of space that I've created on the internet as far as like my social media platforms. Also, I think it's really important to have like a space that nobody else knows about, that is like your own little spot. So for example, I have a Tumblr, very retro y'all, but I have a Tumblr and I love the Tumblr. Nobody knows about it, and it's just like I just save pictures. Low-key, it's like a vision board. I just like save other people's pictures that I see. But yeah, I think it helps. I can see how it could hurt people. The only way it hurts me is when I see like Houston hotspots post a new restaurant. I'm like, oh, there's a new sushi bar in town, I need to go. Oh, there's a new tequila bar in town, I need to be there. And that's when I get in trouble. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to the questions that I got on my IG. By the way, y'all, if you don't follow me on Instagram at Hey Crystal, what are you doing? Shameless plug. So this is what some of the girls asked me on Instagram. First of all, y'all, side note, the way men were playing in my I have never done one of these because it's like I already know it's gonna be malarkey, but the way men were playing in this question and answer, asking me all types of inappropriate stuff, I was shocked. I had to clutch my pearls. I said, who the hell do y'all think y'all are? But I digress. Anyway, Michaela asked me, what do I like to do in my free time? Michaela, in my free time, I like to read. I like to hang out with my girls. I love to go try new restaurants. Bubble bath. I'm a bubble bath queen, y'all. When I'm feeling like down and out, I will take a bubble bath a day. So I'm gonna take one a day later on. It's Sunday. I'm gonna do a nice warm bubble bath. Janae asked me, any advice on how to be confident? I think the biggest advice I can give on confidence is that you have to embrace who you are right now. It's so hard, and I'm really struggling with this channel. Is yes, I'm on a weight loss journey, y'all, but when I tell you I think I'm Beyonce right now, when I tell you I think I'm fine as wine right now, like, yes, I want to be better and I want to be a little bit finer. You feel me? I want to be a little bit finer, but I still think I'm flawless, you know? And that's delusion, possibly, because there's flaws. My wig right now is lifted. I know y'all been seeing it, but in my head, I just feel like I'm great, you know? And I think that's important. I think some things that I do when I'm not feeling the best is affirmations. Taking time to really, like, it's so cheesy, but to look in the mirror and do affirmations. I'm gonna put in the description box one of the ones that I actually listen to while I'm in the shower. She has a great voice and they're really good affirmations. taking time to like invest in yourself as you are now. That's why I do a lot of Shein hauls, and I have been trying to put plus size hauls on my channel, and I would love if y'all supported them, is because I know it's hard to find clothing when you're like plus size. It's not easy. It's especially hard to find stuff that's trendy, to feel confident in it. So the reason that I am doing these hauls is because I want to show y'all like, hey, listen, your girl's over 200 pounds and I'm out here still slaying, still giving body, okay? Still out here stepping, still gonna be a fashion girl. So I just like buying stuff that makes you feel good, but stuff that's not financial is like taking time to do self-care, taking time to do affirmations, taking time to just be the ideal version of yourself that you want to be, you know, even without you having all the tools right now. Kaya asked me, what has been the hardest part of your health journey? And Kaya, the hardest part of my health journey is discipline. I lack it. I don't have discipline. I actually texted one of my best friends last night, like, girl, where's the most disciplined area of your life? What area of your life are you the most disciplined? And me and her both were like, woo, let's think about this. Like, I really need discipline. And somebody wrote a comment a couple of weigh-in vlogs back telling me like, I'm never gonna lose the weight because I don't have discipline. And that comment hurt my feelings so bad, y'all. Like, I thought about the comment probably for about 4 weeks. Like, I still remember it now. And I realize now the reason that the comment hurt my feelings so much is because part of me believed that within myself, like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do this, I'm not disciplined enough. So I've had a little bit of a wake-up call. I definitely do need to be more disciplined. And I guess it's hard, like, you sacrifice so much of your life going to college, being disciplined with your money so you don't end up broke, being disciplined with this, being disciplined with that. It's like, I want to have something that I enjoy. And unfortunately for me, sometimes that's food. That's how I rebel, is being like, oh, I'm going to order whatever I want, I'm going to eat whatever I want, but I have to get my discipline. That's the hardest part, discipline. And especially because like motivation fades. Like, you'll be motivated. I used that comment as motivation. It only lasted a month. And then I was like back to my malarkey. And that's because discipline is what really matters. So that's the answer on that. Michaela asked another question. Shout out to you, girl. She said, you look so confident in your dress. How's your body image currently? I love myself currently, y'all. I do love myself. I love myself currently. Of course, I want to be smaller. Like, for my birthday in September, I'm on the grind to try to be snatched, because I want to be on the beach in a thong bikini. But I love the way I look. Like, I just feel like I'm a pretty person. Yo, I want to edit that out. You would think there's liquor in there and there's not. Who says that? Who shit is like, you know, I think I'm a pretty person. But honestly, keeping it 100, y'all, I always joke, me and my homegirls, it's like, listen, the face card don't decline. Like, say what you will, but the face card is not declining, and that's how I feel. So yeah, right now I feel okay. I definitely want to be smaller, and I'm working towards it, but discipline is the name of the game for August. And I got another question. What's an upcoming challenge you will do, like the Lori Harvey one? Y'all, I have so many challenges in my mind. This is the problem too, y'all. So in my mind, I have so many things I want to do, but there's only so much time in a day, and I work a full-time job. So it's really hard. I am having to get a lot more structured. How, like, in May, I had a content calendar. I was consistent. I had an editing schedule. I had a recording schedule. Like, I was on it, and then I got very lax. So for August, I'm getting back to having like a strict schedule. So I do have some challenges coming up. I'm not going to tell you what they are because I don't want anybody to do them before me. And I did not realize in these YouTube streets, you got to be careful with your creativity, honey, because I'm telling you, you'll be thinking you're about to do it, and it's like, gotcha, girl, snatched it from you real quick because you mentioned it. So I'm not going to say what they are, but they are going to be fun. And so I'm excited for those. So now I'm going to get into some questions that I got about YouTube, and I wanted to like leave these more towards the end because I know some of y'all don't like have YouTube channels, you don't care about YouTube content. The first big question I got a lot is, have I gotten monetized? And y'all, yes, because that Lori Harvey video did numbers that I did not expect. The way that Lori Harvey video blew up, I had no idea it was going to. But yeah, that video basically pushed me over the watch hours. It pushed me over the subscriber count. So I am monetized now. And I actually got my first YouTube check yesterday. So I'm going to tell you how much it was. My first check was $1,923, which is crazy. I am shook. Now, don't get me wrong. My next check is going to be nowhere near that. The only reason that one is so much is because of the Lori Harvey video and how like it basically went. I mean, I would consider it viral. Like, I think it has over 400,000 views now. I feel like that's viral, especially for my channel. I maybe had like 1,300, maybe like 2,000 subscribers when that took off. So yeah, I am monetized now. Then the next question I got is, do I have any sponsorships coming up? So y'all, this is the difficult part. I started this channel as a hobby, and I did want to talk about this a little bit because I did see some questions about like what is my vision for the channel and stuff like that. Y'all, I started this as a hobby just because I think it's so important to have something that you do that you enjoy that's not related to capitalism. And when I say that, it means, listen, I go to work every day, I work hard for my money, I'm very blessed to make good money, but I wanted something that I could just be creative, I could just express myself, and I wasn't so anchored to how much, to making money with it. Because we live in a society of capitalism, of inflation, of crazy student loan debt, of rising interest rates, everything goes from being a hobby to how can you turn it into income. And I think like that gets tiring and exhausting. It's like, why does everything have to be related to you making money from it? So I started this channel just for my enjoyment, just because I've always wanted to do it, just because I wanted to lose the weight anyway. So I'm like, let me share the journey. I love now that I've started like sharing personal parts of my life. I love that like my friends, they'll watch the vlogs and be like, oh my gosh, it was so much fun in Kansas City. I love that we can look back at this and laugh. Or like, you know, my friend who like, it was her wedding, she was like, man, I wish that I was staying in the room with y'all, because y'all, it just made me miss the core four so much. And so I like having the memories. Like, that's what it's all about. So when it comes to sponsorships and stuff, I really won't do any of those unless it's something that actually makes sense and it's actually something that I would want to share with y'all. Like, if it's something that I know I don't use, I know I won't use, I know I don't like, I'm not gonna take somebody's money just to promote something to y'all, because first of all, I think like, I want y'all to be able to trust me in a sense, like y'all don't know me, but be able to trust me somewhat, and like trust if I suggest something to you, it's not out of greed or out of me just trying to like shell products. Because we all know those influencers. Like, again, I freaking love YouTube, so I know influencers, and I watch quite a few influencers where it's like, girl, you don't use this. I've never heard you mention walking on a treadmill or going to the gym, but all of a sudden you're trying to sell me a Nordic track. Come on, sis, you know? Like, we all know those influencers, and it's no shade to them, get their bag, but I don't want to be that. And I'm blessed to like not have to be that, because for me to quit my job for YouTube, y'all, I would have to make a, I can never see myself doing it. Like, I could not see myself quitting my 9-to-5 to pursue YouTube, because I have like a career, I have like a 401k, I have benefits, like, you know, like I have a good job and I'm very happy with what I do, and I have a lot of freedom and flexibility in my job. So YouTube right now is just like something I enjoy. Is there possibly going to be sponsorships? Yes, possibly, but it'll be stuff that I actually believe in and I actually use, and I'm not going to just be shelling y'all skinny tea. Like, that's not happening. Another YouTube question I got is, how do your family and friends feel about your YouTube career? And girl, I'm crying because I'm like, the way you called it a career. They are very supportive. Honestly, at first, y'all, I did not tell most of my friends. I told like maybe 3 of them. And then I told my family because like I wanted them to be in the videos. And so I kind of waited, but now that I've had like a video go pretty like viral, and I kind of have a decent amount of subscribers now, not a decent, a great amount, like I never thought I would have 10K. Now that I have that many subscribers, I'm like more confident saying like, oh yeah, I have a YouTube and I'm doing it. My friends are all professionals and like old, like we're in our 30s, so they're like, okay girl, whatever makes you happy. But they're very proud of me. They are very supportive. I cannot tell you how, like, when I'm with them, they're like, wait, you're not gonna vlog it? You're not gonna pull out your camera? And so I love them for that, because they are very, very supportive. The same with my family. They're like very supportive. My cousin, she calls me, she's the little analytics queen. She's like, I see viewership is down on your video you posted. Have you considered the fact that you need to integrate more fitness into it? And I'm like, girl. Which is true, because y'all know, like, I've been posting just regular vlogs that have nothing to do with weight loss, and those aren't doing as good as like the weigh-in vlogs, but I'm okay with that because this is a hobby. So it's like, okay. Anyway, yeah, so they're all very supportive. They crack up, like, and they just think it's funny. I think like they don't really get it, but they don't really care to, you know. I think for me, I will say the only thing that is, I'm always kind of worried about like what I'm showing, because I mean, some of my friends are like doctors, so many of them are attorneys, like too many to count are attorneys, and just they all have very good jobs. And so I'm always very mindful of like making sure that I'm representing them with the same level of care that I represent myself on my channel. Honestly, more care than even I represent myself. Like, just making sure that I'm not doing anything that would diminish their character in any way. Not that they do anything that would diminish their character, but people are crazy. So like, that's my only thing. I get worried about the fact like, okay, how much of this or that do I show? So that's one thing that gets tricky, but they're very supportive. Nobody's ever told me anything like negative, you know. They're very honest. They ride for me, and I love them. Okay, and then another YouTube question I got is, how do I find good copyright-free music that's like trendy music? And there's a lot of really good videos about this that I'll say like are gonna have more detail than I'm about to give. But basically, you want to have SoundCloud. And then one artist that I always like to start with is J-Mac, G-M-A-C. I'll put his name, and he normally has like, he reworks it. So you just download the song and use it. That's basically it. And what I'll do is like, okay, so I follow J-Mac. I follow J-Mac on SoundCloud. Then I'm gonna see who J-Mac's likes and follows, because basically typically the people that do like the reworked songs, they support each other. So you just have to really dig through SoundCloud, and that's how I do it. But yeah, that's basically it. I'll say probably once a week I spend an hour at least going through SoundCloud and trying to find new music that doesn't get copyrighted. And then sometimes it sucks because I'll think it's gonna be good, but then I'll upload it and it gets caught. So I'm like, dang. So another question I got is how to grow your channel if you are a smaller YouTuber looking to grow. Now this question cracks me up because y'all, I'm still a small YouTuber. I'm still figuring it out. But once I get to like 50,000 subscribers, I will do an in-depth video where I really give y'all every single thing. But right now I'm gonna just give y'all some things that I've noticed that did help me go from like 1K to 10K. The first thing is you have to post consistently. The month of May, I told myself no matter what, I was posting 3 times a week, and I saw so much growth on my channel. And I think that's because YouTube knew that they could put me in the algorithm, because they knew I would be coming back. YouTube doesn't want to push channels that post inconsistently, because it's like, what's the point? You're gonna get subscribers and they're not gonna be watching your channel a lot because you're not giving them new content. And keep in mind, everything for YouTube has to do with ad revenue. So they want to be able to promote channels that they know they're going to be able to run ads on, and they can only run ads on newer videos, you know what I mean? Like, if that makes sense. You just want to be consistent with your posting. Another thing I'll say is be authentic to who you are. I originally was trying to do natural hair videos, and this is like years ago when I was in my natural hair journey, and that was authentic to me at the time. But y'all, I really don't care about natural hair like that, so it was never going to be successful. It was never going to be successful because I don't care that much about my natural hair. Like, I will cut it, I will whatever, like, it's not that big of a deal to me. So when I came to do my weight loss journey, I knew this was something that really mattered to me. I knew it was something that I was going to be very authentic and vulnerable with you all about. And I do think that is why my channel is seeing some growth, is because I'm not coming on here giving y'all the fluff. I'm not trying to be the other ladies that are on here. You know, I'm not an Aaliyah J. I'm not a Kira Amanique. Love those girls. They are so, love them, love watching them once in a while, but that's not my life. I go to a 9-to-5 job. I have bills that I have to budget for. I might not be able to get my lashes, nails, toes, and a facial done in the same month because the budget's not set up that way. You know, that's who I am, and that's what I'm sharing. Also, sometimes y'all see me in my bonnet because that's just... And so I think being authentic, also not being afraid to do things that are trendy. Like, I noticed when I did my Lori Harvey video, you know, I was the first person to do the Lori Harvey video. There's like at least 6 more now out there, y'all. And it's, I'm like, shout out to y'all for realizing that there was gonna be a trend, realizing and saw how mine was doing well, and they decided like, oh, I'm gonna hop in on this and get in on this. Nothing wrong with that. Some other videos that always trend and are very trendy right now are monthly reset videos. If you want to get more of a lifestyle content, what's on my phone, those are always popular. Like what's on my phone, stuff like that. Like, try to lean into the trends, don't be afraid of them. Now some people, that's just like how they grow their channel completely. They'll just do trend video after trend video after trend video. That's not really what I wanted to do, because I'm aware of the fact that like I want this to be a long-term thing, and so I really want for y'all to be engaged with me and not just a trend, you know what I mean? Like, I want for y'all to like Crystal, and hopefully y'all do. Like, I want y'all to like me, and so it's important to keep that in mind. Like, growth is cool, but sustainability is even better. Like, being able to sustain the growth, being able to sustain the interest, and that's why I can't give the best advice right now, because I'm still learning that. As y'all know, like, technically my niche would be like weight loss or like health journey, fitness journey, but I don't want to be only stuck doing that. So I've been posting other type of content that isn't performing as well, but I'm okay with that because I don't want to be stuck just doing one type of content. So that's my advice for that. Also, another thing that I would say to grow your channel that I notice, I don't get why people do this. If you're a new channel and you have under like 10,000 subscribers, why are you not responding to comments? Why are you not liking comments? Why are you not engaging with people? People are taking time to watch your videos. You should engage. And I have kind of not been as good as I used to be, y'all, just because like as the channel has grown a little bit, it is a lot harder to keep up with the comments, and I also work a 9-to-5 job. So like it does get a little bit, you know, busy, but y'all know I will like and respond to every single comment. Like, there was not a comment that I did not respond to, and I think that does help your channel grow, because people are like, oh, this person is actually engaging. Like, it's not just, you know, a money grab, which it shouldn't be. You know, you have to be engaging and really engage with the people that are watching your videos. Like, who are you? Even people that have 1 million, I'm like, you can't take, especially if you have like 200,000, 300,000 subscribers and all you do is YouTube, you're telling me that you can't take an hour out of your day to like and comment back to some people? I just don't understand that. That is so weird to me, because literally there's an app, you can be doing it in bed. Sometimes I'm responding to y'all in the bubble bath, but I'm responding. I think that's very important. Like, don't just not engage with people that watch your channel, you know? That would be another tip. Okay, yay, so I made it through all the questions, y'all. As a thank you for all of y'all's support, I will be doing a $100 Cash App giveaway on this video. All you have to do is leave a comment down below, whatever you want to write, and put your Cash App in there, and I will just be picking somebody randomly using a little system, one of the little things that like randomly picks, and Cash Apping you 100. Thank y'all so much for all the love and support on these videos, and we are really gonna be on our grind in August. It is all about discipline, honey. So thank y'all, love y'all. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Question, tell me what you think about me. I buy my own diamonds and I buy my own rings. Only ring your celly when I'm feeling lonely.